Welcome to the Transitions Daily podcast. Transitions Daily is an online recovery group that offers a daily distribution of popular recovery resources accompanied by a secret Facebook group for discussion. We hope you enjoy today's readings.
This is Transitions Daily for February 7th, read by Sarah M. from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. AA Thoughts for the Day. Language of the Heart. From the beginning, communication in AA has been no ordinary transmission of helpful ideas and attitudes. It has been unusual and sometimes unique. Because of our kinship and suffering, and because our common means of deliverance are effective for ourselves only when constantly carried to others, our channels of contact have always been charged with the language of the heart. Bill W., July 1960. AA Grapevine, The Language of the Heart, page 243. Thought to consider: walk softly and carry a big book. AA acronyms: SOBER, staying off booze, enjoying recovery. Just for today, altogether, from The Three Legacies of Alcoholics Anonymous. In something of the same fashion, this idea began to work out with other kinds of prospects. In the beginning, we could not sober up women. They were different, they said. But when they saw other women get well, they slowly followed suit. The derelict, the rich man, the socialite, all these once thought AA was not for them. So did certain people of other races and tongues and creeds. But when they clearly saw the alcoholic tragedy for which they were headed, they could forget their differences and join AA. Alcoholics Anonymous Comes of Age, page 199. Daily Reflections: A Path to Faith. True humility and an open mind can lead us to faith, and every AA meeting is an assurance that God will restore us to sanity if we rightly relate ourselves to Him. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 33. My last drunk had landed me in the hospital totally broken. It was then that I was able to see my past float in front of me. I realized that through drinking, I had lived every nightmare I had ever had. My own self-will and obsession to drink had driven me into a dark pit of hallucinations, blackouts, and despair. Finally beaten, I asked for God's help. His presence told me to believe. My obsession for alcohol was taken away, and my paranoia has since been lifted. I am no longer afraid. I know my life is healthy and sane. As Bill sees it. Pipeline to God. I am a firm believer in both guidance and prayer, but I am fully aware and humble enough, I hope, to see there may be nothing infallible about my guidance. The minute I figure I have got a perfectly clear pipeline to God, I have become egotistical enough to get into real trouble. Nobody can cause more needless grief than a power driver who thinks he has got it straight from God. Letter, 1950. Big Book Quote: Both you and the new man must walk day by day in the path of spiritual progress. If you persist, remarkable things will happen. Alcoholics Anonymous, Working with Others, page 100. 24 hours a day. AA Thought for the Day. A nightclub crowded with men and women all dressed up in evening clothes looks like a very festive place, but you should see the restrooms of that nightclub the next morning. What a mess! People have been sick all over the place, and does it smell! The glamour of the night before is all gone, and only the stink of the morning after is left. In AA, We learn to take a long view of drinking instead of a short view. We learn to think less about the pleasure of the moment and more about the consequences. Has the night before become less important to me, and the morning after more important? Meditation for the day. Only a few more steps, and then God's power shall be seen and known in my life. I am now walking in darkness, surrounded by the limitations of space and time. But even in this darkness, I can have faith and can be a light to guide feet that are afraid. I believe that God's power will break through the darkness, and my prayers will pierce even to the ears of God Himself. But only a cry from the heart, a trusting cry, ever pierces the darkness and reaches to the divine ear of God. Prayer for the day. I pray that the divine power of God will help my human weakness. I pray that my prayer may reach through the darkness to the ear of God. Hazelden Foundation, P.O. Box 176, Center City, Minnesota 55012. I'm Sarah, and I'm an alcoholic.
We hope you enjoyed today's readings. You can also receive Transitions Daily via email and discuss today's readings in our secret Facebook group. So for more information, go to dailyaaemails.com today.
Other than the 24 hours a day reading, unless otherwise specified, all quotes copyright Alcoholics Anonymous World Services, Inc., 1952 through 2001.